The reason why it's hard to get a start on the way to God is that our most painful emotional experiences are going to be the first ones we feel. Right? For many of us, that's the case. And of course, the way God's made it is that actually right at the end you'll feel your most painful ones, but you believe that your first ones are going to be most painful, and for the majority of people that's how it works out, because they find that most of these reasons why they want their addictions are all related to childhood beliefs. And giving up childhood beliefs are some of the most difficult beliefs to ever give up. Well, you think of just a simple belief like Christmas. Childhood belief. Most people learn that Santa Claus comes through your chimney and leaves you a present and a stocking, under the fireplace if you've got one. And most of us believe that 2, 3, 4, 5 years of age. And then some child at school tells us that's not true. How many parents even get angry with that child, telling their child that it's not true? The deconstruction of a myth, there's a lot of general rage about. Right? Why? Because childhood beliefs we often feel as the most painful sets of beliefs. And they often are the most painful sets of beliefs. They are born before we even had an intellectual ability to evaluate them. And so they are going to be quite emotional. And this is why many people still teach their own children as an adult that Santa Claus comes through the chimney. They actually lie to their child. They'd rather do that than deconstruct their link inside of their own child to that belief. Even though they know intellectually they know it's wrong now, but they still want their child to believe it. It's pretty weird, eh? Wanting your child to believe something false because it brings you pleasure rather than pain. That's the only reason why. Right? And this is what we do with most of our childhood beliefs. Even once we realise they are a myth in our mind, we still continue to perpetrate them in our feelings. Isn't that interesting? So even our mind doesn't deconstruct the false belief. And this is why a lot of the painful false beliefs of our childhood are going to have to be released, but there's only one way they can be released. They can't be released by you telling yourself something different. And this is what many of you are trying to do. You're trying to tell yourself something different. Many of you don't have faith in God. You don't have faith in emotion. You don't have faith that anything like that will actually work. You don't. We need to be honest about that and say we just don't. Our emotional experience from the childhood belief systems are that as a child we had an experience which tends to suggest to us, and often violently suggests to us, that it's impossible to feel your emotions without having danger, violence, pain, suffering, and many other things that we will continue to attract for the rest of our life. Most of us believe that. We believe it in our heart. The only way that belief is going to leave us is to feel it. It's the only way it can leave us. It's not going to leave you just by trying to accept a different belief in your mind. It can't leave you that way. It's not going to. The only way a childhood belief is released is by feeling the belief. Right? And that is the problem. The problem we have is that most of these childhood beliefs we totally believe are true. So why would you go and feel them? Why would you go and feel them to release them? We totally believe they're true.